Good afternoon and welcome to Basin Life. I'm Krista Escamilla and it is a pleasure to share time with all of you. This is our first episode and I could not be more thrilled to inspire, to learn together and to grow together during Basin Life. That's what our show is all about. And it's all about you. Basin PBS is your station and we are here at the Anwar Family Studio in downtown Midland, and I just once again couldn't be more excited to share this time with all of you. So let's get started. Coming up on today's show, after the longest spring break / summer ever, kids are back in school, whether it's online or in person. But how has COVID-19 affected their mental health? Today we will visit with Dr. Barbara Raya with Texas Tech University Health Science Center Psychiatry on tips on how to talk to kids about transitioning back in a healthy way. In today's Heart of the Basin, we take you to the town of Monahans, population 7,439, and we'll hear how one artist turned her passion into profit. And every week we want to help you live your best life, whether that's sharing cooking tips, entertainment, gardening hacks, technology, or like today's guest who will teach us the art of the cocktail while finding out the latest in the local art scene. Plus, one of my favorites, I love kids, we are celebrating kids. Find out which outstanding young person is making a difference in our community. But first, speaking of community, let's take a look at some events we're looking forward to this week. The Ellen Noel Art Museum, BAM, is open. That's right, the Art of the Graphic Novel exhibit will take place all month long. We hope you can make it over there. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All month long, we will let you know how you can help raise awareness. That's right, this Friday, a clay shoot benefiting Pink the Basin is taking place. Pink the Basin is a nonprofit, a fantastic nonprofit who raises money for individuals needing financial assistance for mammography and breast cancer diagnosis. And we are so excited to announce that after years in the making, Centennial Park will be opening in downtown Midland. The 4-acre park, which is located downtown, has over 150 trees, 2 dog parks, a playground, a big giant screen, a stage, and a splash pad. It will be so much fun. I just love taking our family there and so excited for them to open with this new park. We hope that you and your family will enjoy. Well, each week following Basin Life, Becky Ferguson will join us for her new show called One Question. This week, she will dive deeper into an important topic that has hit our country hard this year, mental health. Today's One Question: are West Texans depressed? That's coming up today at 5 o'clock. Joining us now is Dr. Barbara Raya. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. We appreciate any opportunity to help with mental health.
And I think right now we should all just take a collective, right? Isn't that how everyone is feeling?
True.
And especially kids. I'm a mom of 4, and I know we talked a little bit about this before, and this is tough on any age. On how to talk to your kids about what is going on with COVID-19.
Particularly when we as parents don't quite wrap our own heads and hearts around what's happening. This is uncharted territory. What we do know, though, is that this amounts to stress and it amounts to change. And so whenever children are subjected to stress and change, we know there may be mental health consequences. So what I really like to tell parents is tune into your youngster, because the losses, the disruptions, the isolation, the separation from loved ones, all of those things are having an emotional impact on the children.
And I think because right now everyone's kind of, you know, what is the right thing to do? What's the right, should I send my kid to school? Should I not? So I think there's so much uncertainty. The kids are feeling that uncertainty just as much. Is there a certain sign maybe that, you know, parents can look for in their kids that goes, hey, wait a minute, something is a little off.
So when I say tune in, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Focus on any kind of subtle change that you see in your child. It may be that they start having headaches or tummy aches. It might be that they don't want to go back to school, or they don't want to study at home online anymore.
It's fun being in your pajamas all day, right? I mean, isn't that what we all want to do, is be in our pajamas all day?
Yes, I think there are kids and parents alike
Right.
who are working at home that enjoy the same thing.
Right.
So focusing on any changes in their moods, their behavior, their sleeping patterns, maybe their appetite, tuning into all of the whole child will help parents to know whether or not there's something to be concerned about.
So once you've tuned in, what's the next step? How do you get the conversation going?
Communication is absolutely key. And if nothing else, this COVID season has taught us that being together more means we talk to one another more. And so opening conversations, particularly using feeling words, this is a season.
What are those feeling words?
Those feeling words.
Feeling words, I mean, when I say it, I think, well, everyone feels differently. So are there certain key ones?
There are some
good.
basic key ones, and they are sad,
Okay.
and mad, and glad or happy, and scared, which also might, we might also use the word worried. So those are the key phrases, the key words. Now, parents are having all those same emotions as well, and so it's a wonderful opportunity for parents to model talking about those kind of difficult as well as happy feelings.
Right.
And that sets a tone for conversations with children who are maybe having trouble with sad or scared and worried or angry.
And if you do find that you've honed in on those keywords, you're having those conversations, and you still feel like they are not doing well, what is the next step you should take?
Then you call 620-1160.
I'm glad you did that, because I was going to ask, how can someone reach you? Because I know a lot of people right now, they would love to have a lifeline and go, who can I call? So
Yes.
Let's
And of
repeat
course,
that number one more time.
we're not the only ones
Right.
in town, but our phone number is 620-1160. And we have a host of friendly professionals who are more than happy to help you with concerns about your child. Many times we're just going to put your mind at ease, or we're going to give you some advice for home. Other times we may need to look a little deeper, but we're glad to help.
Well, thank you so much. I wish we had more time. We're out of time, but really quick, look for the good. We always like to look for the good. What have you found is so good in this time?
What I have found that I love is many families are spending so much more time together that we're finding a number of families are actually growing closer, having better relationships and better communication.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Barbara Raya. Thank you so much. We really appreciate
very
you
welcome.
and all that you do at Texas Tech Health Sciences. We really appreciate all of our doctors in our community, because you are doing the important work. So thank you.
Thank you for the
so
opportunity.
much. Well, raise your hand if you feel technologically challenged. Anyone else? Yes, me too. I can't even say the word barely. Well, you are definitely not alone. Coming up next, we will share some tips that can help you make your techno life a little bit easier. Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is Jose Guyona with Red Pixel Marketing. Jose, it's so good to have you on our first episode.
Yay,
I'm so excited.
yay, so
We've known
excited
each other
for you.
so many years, and this just feels like home. So let's talk about technology, because I don't know about you, technology, I still get a little nervous. And whether it's for the kids, or it's for me, or if it's for my parents, when my mom says, I don't know how to download this picture. And so I know that we all are challenged with it. Let's talk about today's topic, which is TikTok.
Yeah.
We hear about it everywhere.
So-
what is the TikTok?
Yeah.
That's the question my mom
Yeah.
asked. What is the TikTok?
It has nothing to do with time.
Right.
Although you can easily spend a lot of time, waste a lot of time on it. But TikTok is a social media app, so that's a great question. And you might know about it, especially if you have teenagers
Yes.
or younger kiddos in your family. You probably know about TikTok, but you probably have seen TikTok if you ever go out in public and you see somebody doing, dances together.
What was that
that's-
again?
Yeah,
That one?
yeah. It's a thing.
Yes.
And so that's what TikTok is. It's a social media app,
Right.
right? And you're hearing a lot more about it. The president has drawn some attention to it, and so it's becoming a little bit more mainstream now. But it's big. It's been big for a while. It's got 8 million worldwide active users.
Wow.
Right? And in 2019, it was the most downloaded app in the world.
Right.
And so what I wanted to talk about today, especially for parents,
Right.
is you're going to hear a lot about it. I have preteens or younger kiddos, 8 and 10, and so they see some of the older kiddos when we're around. They see my nieces and nephews, and they want to know about it. And I think there's some things. It's fun.
Right. My daughter and I had TikTok Thursday every Thursday, but her senior year, because it was something fun for us to do. We didn't post them, but we just did, just for fun. And it can be a good tool for kids to feel connected. But what are some of the things that parents need to know about it?
That's good. It's a great question, man. Did you see my scripts before this?
No, I
'Cause you're
didn't.
reading
I
my
didn't even
mind.
look at your notes.
Yeah, it's so the way TikTok works, it's video based. You take for the most part, you take these 15-second videos and you post it. And TikTok has just done a great job. Part of the platform is growing. They do a lot of games, contests to localize the content, right? And so a lot of this stuff is driven organically and things like that. So here's the 3 things that I think parents need to know. That you can be private messaged, right? The app, like most other apps, allow
Right.
for private messaging, and you need to know that. You need to know. So that means people who are not representing themselves or adults reaching out to a younger demographic.
So strangers, so people that are not your friends can actually reach out to you in a direct message.
Right.
Okay, that's scary.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware of that. What's
Right.
number 2?
Number 2, the type of content that's on there, it can be very suggestive. So whatever your rules are within your family, your age appropriate, you need to make sure you know what your kids are looking at with any social media app. But for this one in particular, there could be a lot of suggestive, what I would term suggestive content. So you need to know. You need to know what your kids are looking at or what they could be exposed to.
Right.
The majority of users are 41% of them are 16 to 24. Right. So and overall, the app and the users on the app skew younger. But so you just need to know that. If your kiddo is younger than 16 and using TikTok, you need to know, and you probably need to be on the app.
And maybe need to have their password and be able to check and make sure. And number 3, we're running out of time, but really quick, number 3.
It collects user data. Right. Which could be good.
That's
could
a
be
whole
bad.
interview in itself,
Yeah.
user data.
And then that's a big thing right now. I mean, it knows where you're at, who you are, that kind of stuff. And it does a really good job of collecting your user data. And as we wrap it up, I do.
Yes.
It's not all negative.
Right.
There are some things.
Love that.
some
Let's look for
positives.
the good. Look for the good.
It's got parental controls.
Okay.
Right. So they have parental controls. So again, make sure you are aware of how to use the app. Make sure you know how to use it, and you can do it remotely. So that's a good thing as a parent. And then they have this setting that I think it's really cool. It's a well-being setting. And it basically will tell you, if you turn the well-being setting on, it'll tell you you've been on here for 2 hours, you've been on here for an hour, whatever your limits are that you want to set, it'll help you manage that and tell you, hey, you've been on here for too long.
Jose, thank you so much for the wonderful information. It was a pleasure. We would love to have you back another time and talk more technology. I think it's something that we all need to learn about and be informed about because it changes like this. and I feel like I am definitely a novice. And we are very appreciative of your expert advice.
We probably are more technological than we think we are, but again, congratulations again, and super proud of you guys.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much. Well, coming up next, the Permian Basin is a beautiful area, as you know, but what makes it the most beautiful part is the people. That's right. Each week, we will take you to one of our amazing towns and hear a story from one of the residents that has impacted their community. So I think we should go ahead and do it now. In this week's Heart of the Basin, we take you to my husband's hometown of Monahans in Ward County. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Kathy Fawcett. I'm a native of Bonahans, Texas. I think living in an oil field town, you go through your ups and downs with the booms and the busts. In the bust, you need some inspiration, and in the booms, you need to be expressing your creativity. I did shoot 2 photographs that were selected to go into the Amanda Smith Gallery in Johnson City. I kept sending pictures in and they were denied. I talked to Amanda and she said, you know, you've got to have something different. One morning, I was getting ready and I thought, what am I going to do? And it hit me, I'm about to turn 59. How do you shoot a 59-year-old woman? I found an old ladder, stripped down my clothes and climbed on the ladder and did one shot. I ran back, fixed my husband lunch, and when he came in, I said, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I just shot myself naked on a ladder. And he laughed. Lo and behold, that was the photo that was selected. One of our biggest art projects was the Jazz Cafe. We bought a rundown building in 2005 that was the former Tower Theater that was built in 1937. It's probably the best art project we've done so far. During this pandemic, I remember laying down and just being so depressed and not wanting to do anything. And if I could get out and go look at a beautiful landscape or a beautiful museum or some type of music, it would inspire me and it would make me feel like I'm living instead of dying. The world needs art. Those are the things that needed to be open most.
Well, you've heard the saying, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Well, it's almost 5 o'clock right now here in West Texas. When we return, we'll be mixing up something fun in today's Your Best Life. And we'll meet this week's Celebrating Kids honoree. Welcome back, everyone. I think kids are amazing, and I know that you think your grandkids and kids are too, right? Well, that's why each week we want to highlight a young person in the Basin that is doing an outstanding job, big or small, they are making a difference, and we want to hear about it. So today, we are celebrating this wonderful, beautiful young lady, Anaya Clinton. Now, Anaya is her mom, Kaylee Sunshine. Anaya, who I've known for years, she is intelligent, she is witty, she is unapologetically fierce. She's an honor roll student at Midland High, and this will be her 3rd season on the MHS varsity volleyball team. She just had an amazing game the other night with 15 kills. Oh, she's a rock star on that court. Now, she has been invited to play for the #1 volleyball club team in the nation this season. Nothing in this world could be as beautiful as she is to her mom. I just love Kaylee to death too. She is so sweet. And Kaylee says that she wants her to reach for her dreams and touch the stars. And I know she will. That's what makes Anaya Clinton our Celebrating Kids nominee today. So congratulations. You are just amazing. Keep on doing the good work. We're so proud of you. If your child, grandchild, niece, nephew, neighbor, brother, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousin wants to be recognized, remember, big or small, we want to celebrate it all. Please email me at basinlife@basinpbs.org, and we will showcase them in an upcoming Celebrating Kids story. If you've ever met me before, you know that I want you all to live your best life. Or as I tell my kids, yo-yo or YOLO. That's right, yo-yo is you're only young once, right? And YOLO, you only live once. So with that said, I'm so excited to announce our next guest of Basin Life. I've known him for years, Mr. Randy Ham, the Executive Director of the Odessa Arts Council. Thank you for being with us, Randy.
Oh, thank you so much, and congratulations on this amazing show.
Thank you. I'm so excited. You know, we have to have fun, and it's almost 5 o'clock, so we're going to talk cocktails and arts, which I understand you have your own podcast.
Yes, Dan Eck and I. Dan is the Executive Director for Museum of the Southwest. Right before COVID hit, we were talking about some things that we could do to kind of re-energize because, working for nonprofits, while incredibly rewarding, can be very draining. And we wanted to reignite that passion for artists and art. And so we created the West Texas Cultural Cocktail, and we go out and just talk to artists from around the Permian Basin and give them a little amplification.
I love that. That is fantastic. And then, of course, you share a little cocktail knowledge at the same time. And I have to tell you,
Absolutely.
I don't know much about cocktails. I know my mom's favorite is a lemon drop, and that's about it.
Okay.
So I don't know what goes in a martini, and you're going to tell us all about that, right?
Absolutely. I thought
Okay.
I would start us off with a martini because it's a classic and you need to walk before you can run. So if you can master the fundamentals, then we can move on to the lemon drops and the Manhattan.
That's one of my favorite sayings, by the way. You got to
Yeah.
crawl, walk, run.
That's exactly right.
So
And-
let's crawl. What are we doing first?
So the three things to remember about a martini are ingredients, temperature, and marination.
Okay.
Okay, so always start with the best ingredients. And vodka martini is just 2 ingredients. It's vermouth and vodka. So now we've got our ingredients, and then we start with the vermouth. Now, sorry, James Bond, but we stir, we don't shake.
No shaking here, huh?
No
Okay.
shaking, all
See,
right?
Learn something new every day.
So you just take a ½ ounce of the vermouth.
Hopefully you're making this at home along with us.
Yes.
This is show and tell. We're
Right.
going to show and tell. Do this
So there
together.
you go. And you stir that in with the ice,
Okay.
and then you let it marinate for about 2 minutes.
Oh.
And you just let the ice kind of be coated with the vermouth. So while we do that,
We eat the olives.
we're not going to eat the olives, not yet.
That's what we did
the
next.
garnish.
Okay.
But while that's marinating for a few minutes, I did want to tell you that Odessa Arts just granted out $295,000 in cultural tourism grants for cultural entities across Odessa and Ector County, and we are so proud of that.
That is fantastic.
So what we've done is we've let the ice marinate, and then you actually drain the vermouth back out.
Okay.
So you really, really take, this is what I would call a very, very dry martini.
Okay.
But there's still vermouth there, and then you take 3 of these of the vodka.
3.
Mm-hmm.
1,
3.
2, 3.
Right. And
There
it's
we go.
really important to get these ratios right.
Okay.
2 and
Because it has to be the right mix with the vermouth.
right.
Okay.
And then you just stir that.
Uh-huh.
And again, because I like it so cold, and cold is so important, I just go ahead and grab a couple of extra ice cubes and put in there,
Okay.
just to make sure it is absolutely as cold as it can be. And the other thing you do is you chill your glass. A glass can actually be 30 degrees warmer than the cocktail you're serving.
Really?
So if you're like me, you keep these in the freezer.
Okay.
But today, if you don't have room in your freezer, just put some ice in there and let it sit like that while you make the cocktail. And then you let this one sit for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So just enough time. Ask me your
That's right.
question.
I want to know what's happening I know arts are starting to open back up a little.
Yes.
What is happening in Odessa at the Odessa Arts Council?
Well, I got to tell you, we were so thrilled to see that the Wagner Noel just opened back up, and they've had, I think,
Yay.
3 shows now.
Yes.
The Ellen Noel has 2 fantastic exhibits, one from their permanent collection, all of black and white photos across West Texas.
Oh.
So if you love that West Texas scenery, go check that out. They're also doing the art of the graphic novel, and they just had their first family art day. So they had people coming through, and it was fantastic. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing the Keep Odessa Beautiful Recycle Fashion Show.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
It is so much fun. I've been helping them with that for about 5 years now. And this year, because of social distancing, we have the opportunity to film it at the brand new Ector Theater. And we're going to be one of the first people in there. So I'm really, really excited about that. So now the ice is chilled the glass. We've got our martini ready. And you just take this, strain it into your glass. Now, most people serve with an olive, but I don't like olives. So I will always make mine either with a twist of lemon, which is my favorite, or if you want to Gibsonize it, you put...
This is called Gibsonizing?
This is called Gibsonizing, and you do cocktail onions. And there you go. That is your fantastic...
Cheers. I will cheers
Right.
and toast you with
Cheers.
the onions. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Randy Ham, the Executive Director of the Odessa Arts Council. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Rogers' mom used to tell him in scary situations or when watching the news to look for the helpers. This is so true. And I like to say, look for the good. There is always good to be found. When we return, we'll hear from your neighbors on the good things happening in your neighborhood. Stay with us. Oh, I love the Sandhills. So here's a look at what's coming up on Basin PBS this week. Latino Vote dispatches voices from the underground. And there's a lot of Texas that you'll notice here. That will take place right here on Basin PBS Tuesday, October 6th at 8 p.m. The MISD School Board live debate is this Thursday, October 8th at 7 p.m. We hope you'll join us for that. And Last Tango in Halifax, that's right, the series finale, not just the season, series, on Sunday, October 11th at 7 p.m. And last but not least, looking ahead a week from today, the U.S. House of Representatives Texas 11th Congressional District live debate is on Monday, October 12th at 7 p.m. We hope you will join us for all that and more right here on Basin PBS. Well, that's it for our first show. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you will make it a date every Monday to join us here at Basin PBS at 4:30 and stay with us for an hour and set your DVR, join us live, whatever you would like to do. But we also want to let you know if any of your friends or family missed the show, they can catch it tomorrow on Basin PBS's Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And please connect with me on social media at Krista Escamilla on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I want to hear from you what's important in your life. Now, before we leave you today, one of my life goals is to share and spread positivity. I truly believe you can look for the good in every situation. Each week, we will share what your neighbors and friends are grateful for. Let's take a look at today's Look for the Good.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and something that I'm really looking forward to is that football season's finally started. I'm Addie, and we get to have our first pep rally in a few weeks.
Oh, love that. Thank you so much. Again, thanks for joining us. It is time to pass over the baton. That's right, we're going to hand over the baton to my friend Becky Ferguson. But before we do so, I just want to thank all the amazing people here at Basin PBS for making the first show happen, Basin Life. So thank you, Laura. Thank you, John James. Thank you, Carmelyn, everyone on production team. Allison, you are all amazing, and we look forward to sharing the good in West Texas. So Becky, take it away. That's it for us for Basin Life. You make it a great day.